So we've just rocked up at the car park here. It's one of those ones that's paid, and we're just hoping that we can check the signs and make sure that there's no rules that say that we can't stay overnight. As long as that's not the problem, then we're good. Only thing is, the tickets we bought just now only last until midnight, so we're going to have to dip back down and repay so that we're technically covered for the rest of the night, but that's fine. We'll come back and get the big gear later on.
I was mentioning the car camping to a friend of mine and showed them one of the videos, and they said to me, that's not camping, that's being homeless.
Alright, so we've walked a wee bit up the trail. At the moment we're next to this little small car park. Our plan is actually to walk further along the road and then come down onto the river. We've got some really interesting waterfalls down here, and further along is a cave, so yeah, we're going to go and check those out and see what we find.
I'm not into geology.
And I don't want people to think I'm into geology, but the rock swirls are kind of interesting. Don't put that in the video, I don't want people to think I'm into geology.
Alright, so what we found is this it's a man-made little cave type thing. They've put all these rocks in and built it up. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see in here, but we've got a little bench and everything. That's a gap Chris was just crawling through. And a few windows. It's like a little hobbit hole. This is neat. Yeah, I hate to tell you, we've gone well past it. Turns out we did a massive dum-dum and we went way past where we were supposed to come off. Absolutely knackered and sweating buckets, but we're going to head back down and find it.
We will find you that time.
This is our home for the evening. Awesome. We're up at the PINECONE. The view's actually fantastic out here. I'll just spin you guys around, we can have a look at it. You can see the A9 down here, you've got the river and stuff as well. The plan for tonight is we've actually got these benches just behind me inside the PINECONE here, and we're going to try and set up our sleeping mats on top of these benches and just try and camp without the tent and just see how we get on with the shelter of the PINECONE with a cracking view as the sun goes down. So only trouble is we're going to have to go down and get our bags because we left them in the car, and we're also going to have to get the other ticket again. Once it passes midnight we'll have to pay for our parking to cover the next day as well. So we'll be climbing back up here in the dark. Hopefully we don't get lost. We did get lost on the way up, that was quite funny. But yeah, we'll see how we go. So something we've just noticed, if you guys are ever coming to this PINECONE point up at the Hermitage, is just be careful if you're bringing dogs up here. We just had a little wander down this path here and there's literally a cliff like there. So if your dog decided to run off and chase something or just have a bit of fun, yeah, you literally could fly off a cliff. It's a little bit sketch, so just watch animals if you're bringing them up here. Plan is we're going to nip back down to the car park and get all our gear. It's about 7:30 at the moment. We've got some food to bring up as well, and obviously all our big gear and our camping stuff.
If you're ever in the forest you might see this stuff that looks a bit like clovers. It's called wood sorrel and you can actually eat it. It tastes a bit like apple skins.
We just arrived back at the cars now, so we're going to chill out for a bit. We can't head back up until at least a minute past midnight. That way we can reset our ticket time for the car park, and we definitely can't get in trouble at that point. Skating about at the minute. Cruising. Target practice. Our setup then is just going to be on the benches here, same as most of the wild camping videos. What we're going for is our traverse mats here. Oh, I need a beer and a lie down after that. Right, that's going to go on there. And as you mentioned before, Chris, this could get interesting when this is so slippy on top of here. Last little bit, pillow and a beer. I think we're good. Just setting up for bed. We've got this lovely yellowy blue sort of glow happening. We're not really sure if it's sunset or sunrise, but we're gonna get to sleep anyway. Catch you in the morning. Morning guys, we're just awake up at the Pinecone. That was a relatively decent night actually. I had to move my sleeping set up just a little bit because of the way the bench was in the middle of the night, but I'll show you that just now. So what I did is I was up on this bench here, but the way I was lying, my arms kept draping down the sides and it was getting kind of like a weird blood flow thing. It was kind of strange, so I was finding it hard to get to sleep. So I moved myself onto the floor with my sleeping mat and some blankets and stuff underneath, obviously my pillow as well, and yeah, ended up having quite a comfy night actually. It wasn't too bad. We've got some pretty good views this morning actually over the road, and I was up earlier on and I got some footage, I might have put it in the video already, of the sort of blue and yellow sky that we had in the morning again. That was incredible as the sun was rising. So yeah, plan today, we're going to get up, head down to the local town again, get some square sausage, cook it up in the car park, and then head on up that road up to Inverness and carry on the adventure. Right, shall we? I found an information board here and it's a bit wacky. It's talking about how they actually used to spread seeds in this area with cannons. Like seriously? You feel free to pause the video in that little blurb and read away to your heart's content. Just reading on the board there that we just read, they were talking about how they used to use cannons to spread seeds around here. Imagine that, just like setting up artillery on this hill, just ready boys! Boof! Seeds everywhere. Probably explains Perth, to be honest, it's covered in trees. Guys are just out for going ham with cannons. Yeah, so just thinking there, I've been trying to kind of up the amount of stuff that I'm putting on Instagram while we're away on these trips. I quite like keeping little updates going and things. If you want to follow me on there, it's at Stumac Adventure over on Instagram. You can keep up with all the daft stuff we're getting up to during the days that we're away. So we passed a guy on the way down who was doing lawn mowing on the verges on the way up. He kept running into rocks and things, so occasionally we're coming down the hill and there's the sound of a mower and just an occasional clunk. Oh, that'll be another rock then. Alright, so we made it back to the cars now. We're just going to get packed up, head into town, get some square sausage, find somewhere to cook it. For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. Pine cones.